How to stop consuming and start creating. Imagine, I'm going to give you an example. I love examples. At school, that's how I used to retain information. But imagine you're standing on the bank of a river, and that river is going faster than you can walk. You can't really stop the water, but if you jump in, it's going to pull you along, whether you want it or not. Internet is like that river. It's full of energy and possibilities, and you can do so many things with it. But if you don't learn how to swim, you're just going to be swept away. If you don't know me, my name is Zinab, and on this channel, we talk about how we can be the best version of ourselves while still being imperfect, because we are imperfect. So if that's you, hit the subscribe button and let's get straight to it. I'm going to start by saying that you're not addicted to your phone. You're addicted to the dopamine. The good news is you're not weak. The system, the algorithm, the way it's all working, it's designed to make you act that way. It's like chasing coins in a slot machine. The next scroll will always find rewarding, and you're going to do it again and try to do it again and again and again, but it's rarely nourishing, or it doesn't give you long-lasting pleasure. And that's how social media is designed, basically. It's designed to keep you reacting all the time. You need to be liking, you need to be consuming, you need to be commenting, you need to be sharing, and this and that. But you're never actually reflecting on what you're doing while you're doing those things. It's very well thought. I might be stupid even saying this out loud, but the guy who invented that is a genius, because they know how to use human psychology and behavior to actually make millions out of it. And it's quite sad, actually, unless you listen to what I'm going to say, because this is the way out. Thing is, you're going to use your phone anyway, so use it with intention. Don't use it to waste your time. Don't use it to make you feel even more miserable. Don't use it for useless things. And it's not about quitting, it's about choosing. If you haven't watched my video about how I quit social media, and especially Instagram, please do so. I think a lot of people found it useful. I still find it useful to have quit social media. And you can do that too, and that's going to free up so much of your time and your mind, which is your best tool if you want to get better in your life. The second thing I want to talk about is how consuming makes your identity passive, because every time you watch something online, next time you open an app, think about this. Every time you open an app to watch, I don't know, whatever account, you're going to absorb someone else's identity, someone else's thoughts, someone else's lifestyle, and the way they do things and the way they think and the way they influence people. And there's rarely a case where you actually think about yourself. Unless you're using it intentionally, which is what I'm talking about, you're going to log in to seek some sort of entertainment. There's rarely space for thought. Even if it's small and you don't think about it too much, it's always going to be like you're going to see life somehow, or in a certain extent, through someone else's lenses, like their aesthetics and rhythm and worldview. So my advice to you, if you're going to use it, if you're going to follow people, follow someone who actually create things. Follow creators who teach, not just perform, like someone who builds systems, good habits, and things that work universally, not just for themselves, because that's something I noticed as well. People would say, obviously we're all different, what works for me might not work for you, but most of the time people post about it's quite selfish being on a platform, and people tend to absorb it without actually thinking about themselves. So you end up absorbing something that's not even yours. And what I meant by people who create things that work universally is you have to take things that are kind of, I'd say, bulletproof. It's like, I don't know, one very basic example would be discipline. The most successful people are usually people who are disciplined. So if you take that from one person, that's fine. You can learn something from it. But if you don't learn anything, I can tell you it's probably going to be just draining to you. Or it doesn't necessarily have to teach you something, but if it doesn't energize you or open your mind somehow, yeah, you're probably just draining yourself. And I'm saying this as an advice because my life changed when I realized I was helping others grow while I was. It's not noble. It's good to help people, but you have to help yourself as well. You can't pour from an empty cup. And yeah, it just didn't make sense to me, because I was like, I'm supporting that person. They don't even know me. And, if I could, I would change my life. So what am I actually doing? That's where the shift happened. You will notice that the most successful people are people who use social media, but they don't use it to a point where it jeopardizes their own projects or plans or business or whatever. They don't get consumed by it. They will create from it more than they consume of it. So yeah, follow people who are not stuck in that loop of consuming, because you can go really far if you know how to use social media rather than getting swept by it. The third point, I can't count. Third point, the internet trains you to fear silence, because I think most of the time we reach to our phone when like in a silent moment, or moment where we want to get distracted or entertained, because it is scary to stay with our thoughts and sit in silence. The world of internet knows that. It uses your vulnerability to get in front of you what you don't necessarily want to see or even need. And the bad news is, if you can't sit with your own thoughts, you'll always be vulnerable to whatever you see, whatever you hear. And I'm not saying you're going to fall into every single trap, but it's going to be harder for your brain or your mind to get away from it and to actually think for yourself. Silence feels unsafe and it feels uncomfortable because you're forced to meet yourself. That leads me to the fourth point. You're not overwhelmed, you're overstimulated. And that's different. You know, we always say, oh, I think I'm having a burnout. But burnout isn't actually doing too much. It's also consuming too much. There's too many options out there. There's too many opinions, too many visuals, too many micro decisions. And, you know, at some point, your brain is going to fry. It's like binge eating 50 snacks a day and wondering why you're sick. Your brain needs digestion time as well. So my advice, in the same way that probably the best way to get better and to stop being sick is to stop eating 50 snacks a day, well, you can do the same on the internet. You can stop consuming so many content. Or at least if you're going to use it, again, use it intentionally. But you can't do that with 50 snacks or 50 types of content. That's what I mean. You have to be very selective. And most of the time, you get more ideas and you feel more full with one meal or two, you know, instead of 50. It's the same with social media. You can create more from one or two type content on Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok, or whatever. But like choose one or two and focus on it and create from that. But don't eat every single thing you see in your sites, because that's how you get sick. Use those platforms for inspiration, not escape, not because you're seeking to be entertained or because you're bored. Try to think about why you're opening that app in the first place. I think the last thing that can help you actually like stop consuming so much and start creating is reminding yourself that internet always rewards everything that's fast. And it has to be, you know, it has to be fast-paced, and you have to do this and that every day, and you have to be everywhere at once at the same time. And it's just not something that we as humans can do. Real transformation is slow and quiet and often invisible. But the problem with internet and social media is people have to see the progress, or you believe that you have to see it as well online. But deep down, you know that's not how it works. Growth is very slow, and it's something that only you can see. And it doesn't have to be on paper. It's something that you feel as well. It also shows in so many aspects of your life that, you know, just naturally changes as you create. Something that I love to remind myself and that I say to people as well is not everything has to be done today. Honestly, once you understand this, you're going to start to enjoy it more, because it's not about laziness. It's not about, you know, you have to do something by the end of today and you just don't want to do it. And you're like, okay, not everything has to be done today. It's not about this. It's more about, you know what you need to do today and you know what you don't have to do today. That sounds silly because it sounds almost counterproductive or like it doesn't make sense. But what I'm trying to explain is when you consume with intention, obviously you will know why you consume content and you will have some sort of a plan. And I don't know, you can have maybe 10 things on your to-do list to do, but you will know that you don't have to do all those 10 lists today because you know that growth is slow. And most of the time, quality over quantity. One or two things done very well today might be, and I'm pretty sure are better than 10 things done today just for the sake of having them done. And that's where you understand that not everyone has to see what you're doing. Not everyone has to see what's on your to-do list, as long as you know you can commit to them and not rush your way through them. Obviously, there's a lot of patience that goes with it, but that's the problem again, because internet doesn't teach you to be patient. Social media doesn't want you to be patient. It's always about short content and punchy and fast-paced, and you just scroll and scroll and scroll. The way it rewards people creating content is you have to actually hook someone in the first 3 seconds. And that's a sign that it's intended to make your brain always in the move. So unfortunately, it's not going to teach you patience. You have to teach that yourself, and you have to stay away and actually consume your own ideas rather than consuming people's ideas. I hope that makes sense, because I'm trying to explain it, but my English doesn't let me explain it in the way I would explain it in French. Yeah, because I'm French, actually. If I had to sum it up, it would be to be a bit selfish. Before making these videos and be a content creator, I used to work 9 to 5 in an office, and I was like, why am I making someone else rich? They don't know me. I'm here giving all my energy for them, but I'm not getting anything in return. It just switched in my brain. I'm like, if I can create and be energized for something, let it be for me. So that's how I started creating rather than consuming. So I hope you can see that as well for you, and I hope you can get yourself out of this trap, and I hope you make something out of your life as well. That's it for today. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and like and share my videos so I can continue making these videos, because I actually love doing them. It's not just about me. I love just helping people out there. And yeah, I'll see you soon.